Hi, this is Jen from Jen Diggy Junction, and I wanted to just pop in and show some of my sales from December. December is usually my best month, so let's just get right into it. This is a Xenia, whatever, Warrior Princess sewing pattern. It definitely shows some wear. Um, it was actually cut and I took it out and made sure all the pieces were there. I've had it for quite a while. I paid 25 cents for it. I usually don't buy sewing patterns that have been cut, but I knew this would be desirable and it sold on sale for $22.74. This is a sheet of 1980s Garfield puffy stickers. Stickers from the 1980s are desirable. These were my own from my own collection when I was a child. I think the Garfield in that coat is absolutely hilarious. I put them on at $14.99 and I took a best offer of $12 for one sheet of stickers. I got these when I was an adult. I've always loved stickers. I've known that 1980 stickers are desirable. I believe I took $12 as best offer on this. It's all about soap operas. It was um, new in package, never opened. So keep an eye out for 1980 stickers. Some are worth a whole lot, but there are some that are extremely valuable. This book was in very bad condition, but I've learned that a lot of times with books, they can be in good condition or in bad condition as long as the content is like there and good and usable. Um, if it's a rare book and it's in bad condition, you can still get some money out of it. This was a book about Freemasonry and the anti-Christian movement, and it sold for $24. And I'm not sure where I got this. I think it might have been something that I got from my grandmother's estate. I try not to spend much on the items that I sell on eBay, but this is a little bit of an exception. I have found these in different school mascots. This is a WVU, West Virginia University. I paid $6 for this at a thrift store. It was in the box. It was missing part of the styrofoam around it. Otherwise, it, you know, was in good condition. I paid $6 and I sold it for 70. This is a sale that kind of surprised me. I've had it for a very long time. I love Christmas ornaments. It eventually sold at $14.99 full price, and there are others on eBay that are cheaper, but this one sold and I was happy it did. I think I paid 50 cents for this. Here's another example of something doesn't need to be in great condition to still sell. You can see up here, well, I can't put my cursor over it, but you can see at the top that there's like no place to put the ornament hanger. But this is a Baby's First Christmas from 1983. It's a satin ball with the plastic over it. It was in a bag of ornaments that I bought, I think, for $1. And for this ornament alone, I got $22. I love cross stitch patterns. I love selling craft items. My grandmother was a crafter. She was actually allowed to teach in West Virginia public high schools before she had her GED. I'm sure that wouldn't be allowed now, but she was allowed to teach arts and crafts in West Virginia public schools before she even had her high school diploma. Um, but I love cross stitch. I love Christmas. And this is a Mary Beale stocking. Always keep an eye out for stocking cross stitch patterns. This one I paid, I can't remember if it was 12 cents or 25 cents. I know where I bought it, and I can't remember if it was on a half price day. But I turned that into $17 full asking price. Sandra Boynton, Boynton, has a very unique style. You can see her drawing there. I'm sure you have seen some of her um, some of her artistry before. She is a name to look out for. There are people who love her artwork. This I probably paid 59 to 79 cents for, and it sold for $23. Exercise DVDs are something I look out for. This was a brand new in package, Richard Simmons. I bought it at the Goodwill outlet, and the one that I bought this at counts DVDs as just general merchandise. You don't have to pay, you don't have to buy them separately like you do at some. So I probably paid, 25 cents for this because it's so light, and it sold for $10. Did mugs in a couple of years, so this has been sitting around for a while. Um, this is a Hallmark mug. I always keep an eye out for things that have cats on them. This is a fun, secretary, administrative professionals, whatever gift. And it sold for $18.50. This is a Deep Creek Lake, Maryland, Glendale Bridge Christmas ornament from 1996. You can see some of the white paint is starting to chip away. I always look out for local items, especially things like Christmas ornaments and collectibles, things like that, because there are people, somebody may have gone to Deep Creek Lake as a child and loved it. Um, there's no telling why people might want some of this stuff. I paid 50 cents for this and sold it within 48 hours for $15. Another type of Christmas ornament that I look out for is from specific tourist attractions, cruise lines, etc. And the reason is I think a lot of people give somebody an ornament and say, like for this one, your gift for Christmas is we're going to take a trip to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Same with a cruise, etc. And I paid 50 cents for this Hall of Fame ornament, and it sold full price for $17. I bought a ton of UNESCO ornaments like this at a Goodwill outlet earlier this year. I believe I paid something like 25, 50 cents each for them, really cheap because, by the pound. And this is a great example of a couple of things. First, it's got the UNESCO name. There are UNESCO collectors. There are people who like math. I don't understand it, but some people like math. My husband is one of them. So for somebody who's like a math teacher or something, this would be a great Christmas ornament. And so I paid, probably 25, 50 cents for this. It sold for $11.25. This is definitely one of the more unique items I have ever sold on eBay. Believe it or not, it is a purse. It has the cover of the Italian magazine Primo on it, from the 1950s cover. This is just really bizarre. I believe I paid $2 for this at a garage sale, and I sold it for $67.50. I've had it on for about a year and a half. That's why I let it go for as low as I did. When I first listed this, they were all over $100, but still $2 into 67. I'm certainly not complaining. This is an absolutely beautifully done piece of cross stitch that's not completed. I have never seen a piece of cross stitch that has been worked this beautifully. I do cross stitch myself, and I'm just amazed at the wonderful work that the lady who did this, I'm assuming it's a lady, who did this put into this. I paid $2 for it at a thrift store, and it sold for $37.50. I did have it listed for about a year, and the lady that purchased it is so excited to complete it. And she is also very, very impressed with the quality of stitching. I was at a thrift store recently and I found several years of ornaments like this. Yeah, I can't remember what they were, but it was three different ones. And I didn't know a name at that time, but I was like, maybe somebody had something important happen in 2014 and they would want this. When I got home, I did some research. They are Harvey Lewis ornaments, and they have Swarovski, however you say it, crystals in them. And so I thought, maybe these will sell even better than I thought. I had sold all of them within 72 hours, anywhere from $9.50 to $12.50 each. So I have no idea what it was about these, but they were snatched up as soon as I listed them. This is a keychain I found at a Goodwill outlet. So, it was probably like 10 cents or something, because as cheap as Goodwill outlets are, it's what, like $1.50 a pound? And, this would have weighed next to nothing. It is a keychain from the Lynchburg, Virginia Red Sox. Well, I'd never heard of them, and there's a reason for that. They no longer exist. So if you can find stuff with defunct teams on it, they might sell pretty well. I had this listed for well over a year, but it finally sold, and it sold for, get this, $18.74, which I think is fantastic for a keychain. So I was very happy with this sale, and definitely look for, stuff from teams that no longer exist. It doesn't have to be just collectibles. This is a used keychain. This is another one of the oh, I can't think what the brand is right now, but they're the it's a series, and you could get them in different teams. This one is for South Carolina Gamecocks. I actually bought it at the exact same place I bought the other one I showed you earlier. This one was not as desirable. I will say WVU fans are put the fanatic in fan. This one sold for $60, and I paid $6 for it. So that's still a really, really nice sale. But not the amount that you get from the WVU stuff, but I'm still happy. I'm showing this one because it was a really, really cheap piece of paper that this pattern was printed on. It was like really thin and flimsy. But Christmas stockings sell, the patterns for them, for cross stitch, they sell. This sold for $12.99, and I probably paid 12 cents for this. I had tons of sales in December, but this is the last one that I'm going to show you. This is Bucilla felt applique ornaments. These are absolutely adorable. If I had the talent in doing this kind of stuff, I probably would have kept it. I've been to a number of these countries represented. I think some of them, like this one, is just absolutely adorable. I love four-leaf clover stuff. Well, always keep an eye out for Bucilla felt applique stuff, especially for the Christmas and ornaments. This one I probably paid $2 for. It was either 2 or 3, and I sold it for $35. And that is, in my opinion, a wonderful, wonderful increase. I keep saying this, but I'm hoping to do more YouTube videos this year. I'm hoping that you will hit that subscribe button and just follow me and see my eBay and, money saving adventures throughout the year. Have a great January and lots of eBay sales. Bye.